Back row.
Yeah. Woo! Yeah, give me the words and I got the flow. See, I don't gotta write, I got the Holy Ghost. Yeah, that's called a ghost writer. Jeremiah 5:14, that's so fire.
Isaiah 14, and when I retire, out of captivity I broke the iron. Who that is coming out of Mount Zion? Woolly hair, looking like a lion.
1,000 men marching with no drums on, no trombone, just boots on. Use our voices screaming out, take care of your homes, take care of your wives, take care of your own.
Now we standing out here in the valley of the bones. This place called America, this is not your home. This is like a tomb, place where you died at. Now I resurrected, trying to bring the 12 tribes back.
I came on a slave shipping,
And I ain't even like that,
put my neck in the rope, and
I couldn't even fight back.
Welcome back to Four Corners News. This is your local news. I'm Officer Pat GL, and to my left,
and Officer Judah. Your local news. We're gonna go right into the article. Read that, please.
bring it up.
Bring it up.
Officials, black male role models needed.
Read on down. Scroll down. So wait, it says that black role models are needed. So there's no black role models in the community.
Bring it out. Black male role models.
Black male role models aren't available in the communities. Let's go ahead and read on. Let's find out what's going on.
A group of Youngstown area black men, including Fire Chief Barry Finley and Police Chief Carl Davis, are discussing how they can work together to provide positive role models for black youth, so they can know there are other avenues than violence to solve problems.
So these are two pillars in the community. One chief of the fire department, other chief of the police, pillars in the community, saying that they're trying to find ways to show the youth in those communities that there's other ways to deal with their problems and violence, right?
And the reason they're saying that is because the role models that they have are the baby, those little young thugs.
Bring
And
it
guess
out.
what?
Yep.
That's why they have those violence activities in the communities, because they're following after bad role models.
And continually what we keep seeing is more and more of these bad male role models being brought forth to these young people. And so generation after generation after generation, what happens? Our young men get worse and worse and worse. Nobody's teaching these young men how to deal with their brothers.
Nobody's gonna say that. It's gonna say that in the article.
Right. And they're also not teaching them basically how to deal with their difficulties in life. Right. So let's read on a little bit more out of that article before we go to the scripts.
Both Finley and Davis spoke briefly during an online session held Monday, discussing ways they can assist in changing the image of the city and encouraging young people to value educational opportunities and work.
So what we're seeing is, again, the mindset of the leaders that are set up right now is to get the mindset of the young people back into working, jobs, and so on and so forth, trying to be contributors to society, if you will. But the only true way that these young men can be positive contributors to society is if they're applying God's commandments.
That's right.
And that the men that are leading them are men who are applying God's commandments to teach these young men how to be men and teach them exactly what they need to know, how to maneuver in this society. Right? So let's see what the Bible says about that. Let's get Deuteronomy chapter 1 and verse 14. All right, let's get that first. Deuteronomy chapter 1 and verse 14. Because these are the things that these pillars in these communities aren't using to show these young men how to be successful, how to be productive in the environments that they live in, right? Come on.
The book of Deuteronomy, chapter 1 and verse 14.
Bring it out.
And he answered me and said, the thing which thou hast spoken
I'm sorry, Deuteronomy chapter 1 and verse 13.
Verse 13.
13, yeah.
take you wise men
Here we go.
and understanding and known among your tribes.
So the men that has to be taken to be as leaders have to be wise men.
Bring it out.
Understanding what? Understanding the laws and statutes and commandments of the Most High God. Understanding who they are.
Right.
Knowing that they're Israelites. Right? Read on. Read it again. I'm sorry.
Yes, sir. Verse 13. Take you wise men and understanding and known among your tribes.
So it says known among your tribes. That means these men are pillars in the community, and they're known to keep God's commandments.
Bring it out.
And they're known to go out to the communities and teach the young men how to deal with one another, how to become men, how to be successful men in marriages, how to be successful men in business, and so on and so forth. But they all do it according to God's laws. All right? You mean Titus chapter 2 and verse 1. Titus chapter 2, verse 1. And I wanted to start in the Old Testament because it shows that throughout the Bible, it talks about leaders. Men that are leaders have to be taught according to God's laws. Go ahead.
The book of Titus, chapter 2, and verse 1.
Bring it out.
But speak thou the things which become sound doctrine.
Come on.
That the aged men
Uh-huh.
be sober,
Uh-huh.
grave, temperate, sound in faith, in charity, in patience.
Right. So these are the characteristics that the men in the community need to have to be positive black male role models.
Bring it out.
Right? So they have to be patient. They have to be sound in faith. Faith in what? Faith that they not only are Israelites, but they must keep God's commandments to teach these young men, right? Serious in terms of being grave, and temperate, meaning they're not easily set off, right? Go ahead.
Yeah, let me get 1 Kings chapter 2, verse 2. Because if you go back to the article real quick, let's read the title again. Let's see what it says. Scroll up, scroll up, scroll up, scroll up.
Scroll, yeah.
Yes, just read that.
Officials, black male role models needed.
All right, let's read 1 Kings chapter 2, verse 2. This is how you become a black man.
Right.
To be a role model. This is what you need to be doing. Read.
The book of 1 Kings, chapter 2 and verse 2.
Bring it out.
I go the way of all the earth. Be thou strong, therefore.
Don't be a weak man. Yeah. Read.
And show thyself a man.
And this is how you do it. Read.
And keep the charge of the Lord thy God. To walk in his ways. To keep his statutes and his commandments.
You cannot be a black male role model if you're not pushing marriage.
Bring it out.
If you're pushing girlfriend and boyfriend,
Right.
you're pushing sports, like these things that has nothing to
Selling
do with
drugs.
building our nations.
Right.
You cannot be a black role model if you don't follow the commandments. Read.
And his judgments and his testimonies, as it is written in the law of Moses.
Read on.
That thou mayest prosper in all that thou doest, and whithersoever thou turnest thyself.
If God is not involved, if God's commandments is not involved,
Bring it out.
no matter how many black role models that you have, that stuff will always fall back. It will fall back. And let me get one more precept. Let me get Psalm 94, verse 16. Because, yeah, we need black role models, but this is a thing that we have to do. Read that. And the Israelites are doing it. Read that. Read.
The book of Psalms, chapter 94 and verse 16.
Bring it out.
Who will rise up for me against the evildoers?
So God is saying, who's going to rise up for him against the evildoers? Yes, you could have black role models, you could have this and that, but if you're not attacking the root of the problem,
Right.
single parent household, when are we going to change that? Let's attack that. All this violent music that people are creating, let's stop that nonsense. Cut all that trash off. Don't support none of that. And then we'll be able to actually make a dent.
Bring it out.
Read.
That's right.
Or who will stand up for me against the workers of iniquity?
That's what we have to do. Tell the little children, tell the boys, let that stuff go.
We used to scream black power while heroin was pushed. But at the end of the day, nothing's in vain. IUIC has been given a vision. The tents of Judah has risen. Many has attempted the mission. Minor murmuring, omitting, and missing the mark. Just reading that he had the flame of fire in his eyes gave us the spark. We on Paul's mission. We out on the road, purple and gold. From Mexico, Cuba, Haiti, Ghana, Sierra Leone, 144,000 boots banging, concrete crackling. These are our men repented at heart. The scriptures is proof. IUIC, we deliver the truth.